Hey fellow artists, I'm Anna and I am just here today to have a little artist-to-artist chat with you about what happens when we compare ourselves to other artists. I don't know if you have the same experience as me, but I'm guessing that a lot of us artists at some point or other compare our work to other artists, and sometimes that can have debilitating effects or can lead to fear, and it can take away the joy of doing your own art. So I think today, especially with the access we have to social media, we can see so much talent all across the world, such beautiful art, such amazing artists, and that can be incredibly inspiring. It can also hinder you from doing your own work. If you are noticing that you're spending so much time looking at others' work and it's starting to make you feel a little bit dejected, like your work might not measure up, your work isn't as good as theirs, your work doesn't compare. And so I just want to address some of those fears that we have sometimes as artists. Do I measure up? Do I compare to other artists? I guess I can sum up the message of my video in this short phrase. It's not about what you have, it's about what you do with what you have. In my past experience of teaching dance, I noticed that a lot of times dancers could become discouraged by comparing themselves with others. I don't have the same body type as my neighbor. I can't get my leg as high in my arabesque. She can do triple pirouettes and I can hardly do a single. I must not be a good dancer. So we start having those fears of measuring up, and then we start some negative talk in our head that leads to just listening to lies about ourselves and our worth as a person and as an artist. So when I would be in a dance class setting, as a teacher, I saw certain students become discouraged or feel inadequate because they compared themselves to others who had a certain ideal dance physique or certain skills, certain polished skills, or a level of expertise or a role in a performance, and it can start taking away the joy for them of dancing because they see what they are not instead of seeing what they are. But when I looked at each of those dancers, I just wanted them each to know that no one else is like you. No one can be you. And don't waste your life wishing or trying to be someone else. Learn from others. Yes. Congratulate others on their success. Yes. Admire the good you see in others. Yes. But don't turn a negative look at yourself and become discouraged by what you are not. It's more important that you look at what you are, what you have, what talents, desires, capabilities God has given you, and then do the best you can with that. That is more admirable than having everything given to you, say, just the best natural talent, the best life circumstances, the people you know, the family you're in, and taking all that for granted. So I would encourage you as an artist to admire the good in other artists and to admire their work and learn from it, but to know that no one can create what you create. Even if a painting that you make isn't as good technically as another artist's, it is still irreplicable and it is valuable because it came from your hand, and there is value in that. So there is value in you. And sometimes what hinders me from creating art is, well, why make this? Someone else can do it better. Or why try? I'll never be as good as fill in the blank. And that's such a pathetic excuse. That's such a terrible thing to allow to hinder you from creating. You, hopefully, first of all, you enjoy creating. So even just the act of painting a picture, regardless of how it turns out, brings you some kind of joy or some kind of accomplishment or teaches you something. Find the value in the experience of doing the art, not just in the finished product, and especially not just in whether someone else likes it or not. It's great to create art that someone else really likes, that a lot of people like, that people want to buy, art of high skill, art that's unique. Those things are very valuable. But also, the most valuable component, I think, in each person's art is that it's theirs. It came from their hands. And so for that sake, it's worth doing. And just for the sake of the process itself, if you enjoy it, do it for that, regardless of, don't worry so much about the outcome. So, do you, from time to time or often, compare yourself with other artists and wonder if you measure up, or talk negatively, or start becoming discouraged because you see that your work isn't as good? Don't let that stop you. You might have to create 100 sculptures that are not great or okay before you make one that's really good. Not every work of art that you make has to be a masterpiece. You won't make masterpieces unless you make a lot of crappy pieces along the way. Okay, here's something that we as artists need to all realize. We are not the master artist, creator of the universe, divine artist. That is God. We are not the be-all, end-all, and we need to stop approaching art as if I have to be the best. You will never, when you are looking at other artists, when you're comparing yourself, remind yourself, you will never be able to do just what they do. Don't strive for that. Remind yourself also, no one will ever be able to do what you do. God has given you unique gifts, desires, inspirations. Don't try to do what somebody else does. Take what you are given and make the best of it. Do your best with what you have been given. Make something beautiful out of that. And that will be far more powerful, far more effective, and far more authentic than if you go through your artistic journey trying to be someone else. Be confident, be courageous, and keep on creating. So I encourage you to just do your art anyway, especially when you doubt your worth as an artist. If you start wondering, why should I do this? What do I have to bring to the table? Remember that no one can create the art that comes from your hands, your mind, your heart. And do your best with what God has given to you, rather than wishing for something that someone else has. And when you do your best with what you have, that effort in itself is so beautiful. Take care, guys. I hope this video has encouraged you. If it has, give it a thumbs up and share with others, and feel free to comment below if this is something that you struggle with from time to time as well. And I'd love to hear if you also have any more thoughts on this topic or tips with how to deal with this stuff. That's all I have for now. Thank you for watching. God bless and take care.